Big up Spurs fans, near and far. Welcome to another episode of Win, Lose or Draw with your boy, Deji Spurs. Now, we have just finished the game and we have just slapped up Luton 2-1. Now, there are levels to this. Before I talk about, because people were shaking their bum violently, I was getting messages from Cass, Deji, I can see a draw, I can see this, I can see that. And then Tottenham get the winner. That's why with me, don't start running up your mouth. Don't start shaking your bum until the game is done. And Spurs should have had more goals. Let's look at other teams that had opportunities to beat dusty teams. Chelsea. When I tell you that Chelsea is dustier than Tutankhamun's coffin, that's what I'm telling you. They got a 2-2 draw at home to Burnley. And then people be saying to me, Dej, do you think you can get something at the Bridge? Yes, we can. Okay. And then the dustiest of all dusty teams, West Ham United. I know there was bare West Ham fans, bare claret and blue, shaking their bum, shaking, all the way in East London, Stratford, when they went 3-1 up. 3-1. And then these dusty clowns got slapped 4-3 by Newcastle. Newcastle slapped you up when you had a 3-1 lead. But let's get into today's game. Spurs beating Luton 2-1. Postecoglou, I don't know what it is, but I've had enough. I have had enough. Tottenham's got to be one of the dustiest teams in the first half. Every first half, we are as dusty as Tutankhamun's coffin. Literally, we start the game and Luton scored. Chong, you know, we let Chong bang some goal in. How are we letting that? And it was simple. Townsend on the right-hand side crosses the ball in. Barkley lays it on to Chong and they score. First shot, first goal, 1-0 Luton. And I'm saying, nah, this is a joke thing. This is long football. I also have to say that Kulusevski, he's been fully dusty these last couple of weeks, but I can't rate Kulusevski any longer. This is why he was on the bench at Juventus. I'm seeing it now because I know when he came into Tottenham and he was doing his thing, we were all scratching our head. We were all scratching our head wondering, why this brother's all right? How come Juventus? Juventus are pretty dusty these days. How come they're not playing him? I can see it. He is flattering to deceive. Kulusevski needs to play in the number 10. Stop putting him out on the right-hand side. That first half was so whack that I think Tottenham had 2 shots on target. A whole lot of possession, but we weren't really doing much out there on the pitch. So it was long. However, fine. It is what it is. We go in at halftime 1-0 down. So we then move to the second half. And one thing I can tell you, if any team's going to come back in the second half, it's my club. It's my club, Tottenham Hotspur. We are the second half kings. Straight away, Brennan Johnson, I have to say big up to Brennan Johnson. He had a 9 out of 10 performance today. Big up to him because everything he done, he was positive, he was driving forward, he was moving forward. And Johnson's quick ball into the box led to the on goal, and it was 1-0. And I have to say, you can see that Tottenham have been working on that move in the training ground because we must have pulled off the same move about 3 or 4 times in that second half, and unlucky we didn't get the goal. Then there was a situation where Brennan Johnson, for me, it looked like it went in. The goal line technology says it didn't go in. I would say Brennan Johnson, he thought it was an easy goal, should have put more power in it, should have bagged the ball in the back of the net. The other thing is this little move that we're doing where we knock it out into Brennan Johnson then whips this cross into the box. I want to see more from Timo. Actually, today I was happy in terms of you can see that the Luton players were fearful of Timo Werner. They didn't want to allow him to have this kind of 1v1 situation. But Timo, you've been working all week on this move that as soon as Johnson gets the ball, he's going to whip it across the goal towards you. I want to see more effort from Werner to get that ball at the back post. Because if he gets the ball at the back post, Tottenham could be sourcing. Tottenham could be getting more goals. So I want to see a little bit more from Timo Werner. One thing I can say, though, is that Bentancur, what a player. He came on and he was sourcing. I do wonder, though, we dropped when they took off Maddison. As soon as they took off Madders, I was like, what's going on? Because that's when Madders was starting to cook. He was starting to really thread balls, thread passes. And then, you know, he came off quite early. I don't know if it was like 50, 60 something minutes. It was quite early in the second half. You could see he was disappointed and he went straight down the tunnel. So I wonder what that's all about. Hopefully he's not injured and it was a precaution from our gaffer because we've got West Ham on Tuesday and we really need Madders if we're going to be playing that dusty West Ham team. And then late on, brilliant breakout from the team, goes into, Son brings it out, sends it into Richarlison. Richarlison back in, I think back into Son or whatever. It gets laid off into Son. Son gets it in, bags, and he scores, and Spurs win 2-1. I have to say, though, where did the 9 minutes of added time come from? There was no added minutes. I didn't see any stoppages. This was a clean game, played with good spirits. 9 minutes of added time. I've been seeing in chats, especially in the Chelsea game, that there's a lot of cheating going on. It just felt like the game was going on for too long. For me, at most, it should have been 4 minutes of added time. And we had to hold on tight for our breath, but Tottenham held in there and we got the job done. Now, for me, people are going to say to you, Dej, what are you talking about? I told you, who's that lighty? Who's that lighty? Who's that lighty? Who's that lighty? I don't give a damn how we do the job as long as we get it done. As you can see now, fans all over the world, my club is in the top 4. I'm not shaking my bum about the Luton result. Luton has been a dodgy team for a lot of people, and I really do hope Luton stay up because they play some good football. And to be honest, they've been unlucky in a lot of games, especially against the big teams. They are a credit to the league, the way they play football, the way they go about their business. But not on my club, not on my gaff today. Now, we weren't having none of it. We did our job. We got the 3 points. And now it's over to Villa. Over to you, Villa fans. Over to you, Aston Villa. Show us that you can do something against Wolves. And for those Man U fans that were shaking up, I mean, the amount of shaking bums that have been coming my way is disgusting, to be honest. It's been hurting my eyes. Do you know what I mean? Man's had to take out his contact lenses, the amount of cellulite I've been seeing with the shaking bums coming from the Man U fans. I hope you guys can now pipe down. Pipe down, calm yourself, calm, like Ronaldo, innit? Calm, because we can't see you. Oh, we're coming for Spurs. We're going to surprise you. We're coming from the back. Cool yourself, yeah? Stay in your lane, especially if Man U lose to Brentford tonight. Get out my face. I don't want to hear anyone mention Man U to me for the rest of this season. So big up Tottenham. We got the job done. It's very difficult when you've got players on international duty like my club, because I don't think Luton had the goalkeeper away, but not too many players of theirs was away. So they really had time to work on their tactics and their systems and all of that stuff. My club got the job done. Now, it gets really interesting because a lot of Arsenal fans shaking your bum, telling me about this and that. Oh, Deji, this. Just know, if you don't beat City tomorrow, it's 8 points. I told you. Just know, I'm going to remind all Arsenal fans in the chat, before you shake your bum, you've only played 20. There's still 10 games to go. So you better do your job against City or be looking at my club. If people can tell me to be looking at Man U coming from behind, then you need to know about my clubs. Let me just quickly get into the chat. Big up to everyone in the building, in the chat. Artillero, Chicken FC at its finest, struggling against Luton. It's called 3 points, mate. I don't know what you're talking about struggling. We're fourth. At the moment, if the Premier League table doesn't lie, in my manager's first season, we are the 4th best team in the country. I'm not shaking my bum. I'm just telling you what it is. The table don't lie. We rank teams in order of their greatness. It means Arsenal are technically the best team, but we are not far behind in 4th. So you need to know, I need to respect this. But what are you saying to me? Slapped up is a stretch, Deji. Why not? We slapped them up, bro. If you really deep it, Tottenham could have easily won 4 or 5-1 today. Easily. We didn't finish off our breakfast. It's a thing with Spurs. But I think for me, the most worrying thing is the fact that we just are slow starters in the first half. I have to though say, big up Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson deserves to start against West Ham. And you know what? I even like Timo Werner today. I like what he did. Just in terms of creating havoc, giving them stress, just making the Luton defenders think. I can deal with that. The two players though, Kulusevski was rubbish and Basuma was whack. I have to say Basuma was crap. And I would like to see Bentancur, Sarr, and Madders. I think Basuma needs to come out. I think if you're not on form, you need to come out. The other thing is you can see that Dragon is not comfortable as the left-sided centre-back. Now, Van der Ven is fully fit, and I agree he shouldn't need to play against Luton, but I expect Van der Ven to be back in the squad against West Ham. We can't afford to play games, especially as West Ham are hurting from their dusty performance that they did today. Kulu was shocking, Johnson positive. Yeah, look, for me, that's why you have a squad. If you can have bad days in football and then you can bring on someone else. What was quite refreshing is that we were able to bring on Højbjerg towards the end of the game to stem the tide. That's what having options on the bench does. We can kind of change things up. So for me, it's a good thing that we've got different players. Even if Madders is not sourcing, I like to see him at the team. If Son is not sourcing, I like to see him come out. You know, we were able to take Son out and we brought in, you know, other players. Let's do that. Let's do more of that, Spurs. That's what will make us a team because we can't just rely on our strongest 11, even though I do think our strongest 11 goes toe-to-toe with all of these teams. Big up there. Big up Anthony Herbert in the building. Says Tottenham are very dusty, more dusty than Tutankhamun, but give your favourite Gunners a wait. No, big up to you, Anthony Herbert in the building. We weren't great. I'm not going to lie. But I think the second half was a lot better than the first. Tottenham has been dusty first half, and I think we need to sort that out. I don't know what it is, but what can we do? Now, Anthony Herbert's trying to draw me out. He says, Deji, where is Spurs finishing this season? You've heard me say, I don't know why you like me repeating myself. Maybe you like my accent, Anthony Herbert. So I'm going to tell you again. Fourth minimum. But I am looking up. I am looking up at third place. I'm going to say it. Yeah, you want me to say it? I'm saying it. I'm looking for third, but minimum fourth. That's what I'm looking for with my club this season. Deji, please enjoy your 3 points. You're not placing over us here to there. We're going to be seeing you go from north to west if you guys get slapped up by Man City tomorrow. So you just cool yourself. Cool yourself. Do you know what I mean? 7 subs, goalie, wasting time. I mean, it was a disgrace, Alan, the way Luton was playing that game. But we didn't get drawn in by any of that crap, and we did our thing. Well, you man, last minute win against big boy Luton, no diddy. Look, at the end of the day, I criticize my team. It's very hard for the Spurs players to get up. That's the truth. We know this. We saw it against Fulham 2 weeks ago. We saw it again against Luton. Tottenham struggle to get it up against the Minnows. I don't know why, but we need to be treating teams with respect. I really just hope that the Spurs players turn up on Tuesday against West Ham. If we can get a result against West Ham, then it's game on. Legitly, it's game on. Lose to West Ham, and boy, I might have to stop streaming, to be honest with you. It's a disgrace. That's all I can say. Here Today says, the Assemble says, Here Today, Deji has to dream. Let him dream. Boy, I know the Assemble, this slightly squeaky bum. I know it's kind of squeaky bum time in there. You know it. It's looking very, very peak for a lot of teams right now. Business end of the season. So, boy, let's see what your Cats is saying. Spurs were lucky today. Call it what you like, mate. The goal that should have been the goal that was ruled off, that it didn't go over the line, was that luck? Or was Spurs unlucky there? About lucky win. Spurs could have easily won 4-5-1. Come on, bro. Newcastle, did you see? People have been shaking their bum about Newcastle. Did anyone watch the game between West Ham and Newcastle? Do you think we're as dusty as West Ham? Don't be telling me about Newcastle away. I don't want to hear it. West Ham got 3 goals there and they didn't even have a striker. Don't tell me nothing. We are going on a 10-game winning streak. Big up to James, paratrooper in the building. You know what it is, James. You know what it is. Let them doubt us. Let all of these cronies doubt the Spurs. But Spurs will come marching in. So, Spurs fans, we've done our job. Over to Aston Villa now to play Wolves. Over to Manchester United that play Brentford today. I'm going to be real. I don't give a damn what either of these two teams do because the ball is in my team's court. But as you all know, especially the Arsenal fans who know me well enough to know, I'm not looking at Villa or United. I've never looked at them. I've been looking at Arsenal. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep it real. I've been looking at Arsenal. I've been looking at your club. It's over till tomorrow. If Arsenal beat City, then I'm going to have to just bury the hatchet. Arsenal are pretty much going to win the league. They lose to City, and I'm going to be licking my lips, and James Paratrooper might just be other thing and been seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. Here today, last couple of questions. You lot ain't getting no result. Forever will be Tim Pot bottle jobs. Artillero, I mean, I hope for your sake that your team follows through. Because you be one of the ones I've been trolling. I know you saw the little clips where I mentioned your name. You be going viral, Artillero, from the dusty comments that you've been making about your club. So I hope your club does it. So DJ Classic, bro, I can tell you straight, bro. From experience, Arns would have given the lads a huge, effing spray. That's another reason we get up second half. Big up to Anne Spray. Love your chat. Now, big up to you, my guy, DJ Classic Tunes. Do you know what? And I agree, because at halftime, you can see that he was vexed and he was literally pointing at like, get in there. And I heard he's been throwing it because these men have just not turning up. So you're 100% right. But why are these men allowing him to throw the spray? Because soon these men are going to come out with some coconuts coming out of their head because this spray is actually them in their headpiece. So he needs to sort that out, or the players need to sort out and make sure that they are awake. But big up though to Postecoglou, because I don't really care. That's his job, innit? He's a manager. If you see it ain't working, it's his job to motivate them. It's his job to rile them up. And we as Spurs fans can be proud today to look at the table and see that we're in the top 4. Big up. That ain't no joke. Big up. That ain't no joke. Now, Arsenal win tomorrow and we finish any hopes of getting above. Yeah, they're assembled. I agree with you. If Arsenal win against City, I'm going to hush my gums. No more Tottenham could finish above Arsenal. I will sit in my corner and say, you know what? Arsenal will probably win the league or finish second, and Tottenham minimum 4th, but we're not getting no 3rd. Real talk. I'm happy to go out on a limb, assembled, and say that. But know this. Arsenal lose tomorrow. You lose tomorrow. And I'm coming out to shake my bum. Now, Anthony Herbert, you're saying you got Luton on Wednesday. Are you got Luton at home? No, you guys must be at home because Spurs are away. So you guys have got Luton at home. Yeah, let's see what you do. Don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap and Luton, Anthony Herbert. But you know what? Let's not get too far ahead. See, this is what you Arsenal fans do. You lot keep shaking your bum. Show respect. Let's deal with the City game first before you start looking at Luton. Do you understand? Because Luton and City are 2 dodgy games, and Luton are going to be hurting in the way they lost. Luton have been a respectable team. Remember, it took you 94th minute Declan Rice to even get a win at their gaff. Mate, don't think you're just going to roll these men over. I don't see it happening. Here to there, you are certainly consistent with your chest and bluster. You don't know. You know me well enough to know here to there. You know I'm not going nowhere. James Trooper agrees with me. We're going to catch those gooners. If we catch Arsenal, yeah, I swear, everyone clip this. Clip it. Because only a couple of us have had the bottle to come out and say what I've been saying. Only a couple of us. And you know who that is. The real duns out here. Do you get me? Let us catch Arsenal and it's a wrap. I'm coming to all your yards. All of your houses. The assembled, I'm coming to your yard. Andy Herbert, I'm coming to your yard. Artillery, I'm coming to your yard. If I got to go all the way to Sydney to go and see Aussie Gooner, man will go there. I beguide all of you. Ghana King, Gooner Lee, all of them. With their north side coming to all your yards. Just know, even if we don't win crap, you lot can't chat to us. You lot will always be Artillery, man. I'm coming to your yard. Let me just keep it real. I'm coming to your yard. But look, this is not the Arsenal show. This is the reaction to Spurs against Luton. Postecoglou is a diamond manager. Tottenham top 4 after 29 games, is it? 29 games played. And we're 4th with 9 games to go. Respectable performance. 29 games. Respectable performance from Tottenham Hotspur. All we can do now, Spurs fans, is let us do our job. Let's not give a damn about the rest. I know it's funny. Let's just keep doing. Can we get the 10 wins? I know it don't look realistic, but imagine if we got 10 wins in a row starting from today. Forget Fulham. We start from now. Can Spurs do it? Is the question, Spurs fans. Win, lose, or draw, what we can say is we have had a great season. We've had a fantastic season, but let's finish it off with a big one. This win, though, I have to say this, would mean absolutely nothing if we don't go to the London Stadium on Tuesday and get the result. I'm going to the game. I'll be shaking my bum. I'll be sending vlogs so you guys can see. I'm going to support our club. I'm going to see the 3 points live and direct on Tuesday evening. Come on, you Spurs. And also, I want to see moving forward now what Gareth Southgate should have been doing with the England team. If you're playing well, you deserve to start. So for the game against West Ham, I want to see Brennan Johnson start. He deserves it. I want to see Bentancur maybe start over Basuma. These men need to be put down. They need to sit in the bench, hold the bench for a minute and see what it is. You have to earn the right to play for Spurs. You've got to earn the right to put on the shirt. Because we could have lost today. We could have. I don't want to see Cooley on the right anymore. Brennan Johnson, even Timo Werner, I have. Not them, man. No. Do you know what I mean? Draguzin is struggling. He's struggling. He looked very suspicious today. Very suspect. Thank goodness for Vicario. Thank goodness for Pedro Porro. Romero was solid. Udogi solid. I mean, if I'm giving performances out of 10, I'm giving a Vicario 7 out of 10 for his performance today. Udogi was ever present, causing problems. He was 8 out of 10. Porro 8 out of 10. Porro should have scored though, or laid it on to Son. Romero 8 out of 10. Draguzin 6 out of 10. It just didn't look comfortable. 6.5 out of 10. Basuma 6 out of 10. Pape Sarr, it wasn't one of his better games if I'm being real. He was a 6 out of 10. Madders, he was starting to source when he came off the bench. I give Madders a 7. I give Son a 7.5. Timo Werner was I give him a 7. Brennan Johnson gets an 8 for me. Kulusevski was 4 out of 10. Højbjerg, when he came on, I would say was a solid 7 out of 10. But really and truly, if you're not getting 7.5 and above, you shouldn't be on the pitch. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't be on the pitch. So Artillery says Draguzin is a C-Tech, Rob Holding. No, he's not. But there is an issue with his tech, though. I'm not gonna lie. He does look a little bit heavy. He looks like an Antonio when he's trying to control the ball. So there's something leggy about him. Spread the love, respect. Yeah, big up to you, my bro. DJ Classic Tunes. Thank you for tuning in. Kulusevski plays a 10. Yeah, James, I really do. Because when he played as a 10, when we had no Madders, he looked more comfortable. He's able to take a defender left and right. On the right-hand side, he's become a bit predictable. And he's left-footed. We know exactly what he's going to do. He's not going to run straight and cross it with his right leg. He's going to stop. He's going to cut in. And everybody can read him. Whereas when he plays the number 10, he can literally go left and right. And that is the difference. That's how you can create space. So moving forward for next season, test and learn. And when people try and put Tottenham on the same level as Arsenal, I'm like, how can you put them on the same level as Arsenal when we ain't my guy at the time? I think next season, we see Kulusevski playing more number 10 than on the right. At the moment, Postecoglou is still trying to work it out. I think if we get a Neto, you don't see Kulusevski playing on the wing anymore. We get a Neto, we get a Rafinha. And then it means now we play Kulusevski in that number 10 role and let him and Madders battle it out. Madders needs competition. The whole team needs competition, proper competition. That's what I want to see moving forward next season. But I am done with Kulu on the right. No, no, no. Or put him on the left, but not on the right. Please, I'm begging you. Stop doing this. Artillero, I can tell, is a clown. I mean, I don't even know why you're here, bro, because on a level, you're just NBA. You just do basketball about telling me all the Tottenham players wouldn't make the Arsenal bench. I can tell that you're into baseball or something because you're just chatting so much rubbish coming out of your ass. Question, would Arsenal win the league or Champions League? Quick one. I'll answer this quickly before wrapping up. I think Arsenal has a better chance of winning the Champions League than the Prem. It's just obvious. I said the European teams are that dusty. I had Northside trying to argue with me the other day, trying to pretend like Atletico Madrid is good, trying to pretend that PSG is good, trying to pretend that Bayern Munich is a good team this season. Don't lie to yourself. Europe is rubbish. If Tottenham was in the Champions League, I'll go as far as to say if West Ham was in the Champions League, they would be in the final against either City or Real Madrid. It's that dusty, bro. So I think, if anything, Arsenal win the Champions League this season, has a better chance of winning the Champions League. And you know what? If you don't win the Prem and you win the Champions League, it's respectable. You still get respect on your name. No one can knock it. Those are the two biggest competitions, and I can't separate the Champions League or the Prem. For me, they're much of a muchness. They're like for like. Win either of them and you're respected. Win both and you're done out here. This is that simple. There needs to be a discussion about Bissouma. I agree, Sean. Bissouma was absolutely dreadful. The thing is, I know people who know Bissouma, or at least they go to the same raves as Bissouma. And that is the issue, Sean. This brother is doing raves. He's having a party. Now, I don't mind. These are footballers. They're on good money. They're allowed to put their hair down. They're allowed to go out and party. But if you're going to party so much that it's going to affect your game on the pitch, then I don't want it. Now, I don't want to be the one calling out Bissouma and saying, why are you going raving the day before? Because I know he went raving the day before the Fulham game. And this guy is popping bottles. He's showing off. You know, how many Louis Vuitton trainers? No one gives a damn about your Louis Vuitton trainers. What we give a damn about is what you're doing on the pitch. And right now, Bissouma ain't looking too good. In fact, some people in my Tottenham chat were talking about the fact that maybe we should be going in for Ross Barkley playing the number 6. Mate, that's a legit shout. If Bissouma don't pick up his game, let's go and get a Ross Barkley from Luton. Let's go and bring him in. Someone who's reignited his career and is hungry for success, wants to do well. I'm not seeing that same hunger from Bissouma. And this guy struggled. He struggled. Then he did his thing at Brighton and he's not kicked on. I need to see Bissouma kick on. Once upon a time, I had Bissouma up there with Partey. Partey, even with his broken legs, we can still say that Bissouma is not up to his level. So that means Partey is kind of flopped the show for us. And I'm not really, not Partey, Bissouma, and he needs to step that up. Timmel, Sonny Johnson, Kulu as our front four can compete with any team if they're firing on all cylinders. Yeah, I need to see more from Timo Werner. For me, I think we go for Eze Neto. I need more danger. Timo Werner, for me, is still on the periphery. He had a good game today, but how many times does he touch the ball? How many times does he ruffle the feathers of the right wing back? He hardly does. And for me, you can see the system that we play. Back post, back post, back post. I'll be flying in my leg, my ass, my head, my nose, my mouth, trying to get in on the end of those crosses. I'm not seeing enough gusto from Werner. If I saw enough, I might think that's a shout. Sonny's the only quality one. Brennan Johnson is a bit hit. He's a bit like the bloody markets, you know, he's up and down. Need a bit more consistency from Johnson. Kulu, I don't even want him in the front line no more. I'm not sure about him. I'm not sure. Kulu deserves a chance, but I need to see more. Basuma's been poor. He's a poor man. Now he's better than Sissoko. But Sissoko looked like he was space jammed. Like this brother, when he was at Newcastle, was running things, came to Spurs, and my man couldn't control a ball. Basuma's not as bad as Sissoko, but I think he's become complacent. I need to see more hunger, more drive, more. He should be competing with Declan Rice. I agree. He should be competing with Declan Rice. But right now, man has to just accept that Basmati is better than Basuma. How can that be? Because you know, technically, if we're doing technicals, Basuma's technically better than Declan Rice. But you can't even say that because Declan Rice has had a bigger impact on Arsenal than Basuma's had on Spurs. So you got to give it to Declan. Do you get what I'm saying? That's where I feel like Basuma's kind of let the side down. European Cup is glorified cup competition. The league is the harder competition to win. Yeah, I know. The prestige of the Champions League carries weight, carries equal weight to the Prem. That's why Pep was so adamant that he needed to win that competition. He was not satisfied. In fact, Pep almost made us feel that the Premier League was nothing until he won the Champions League last season when them not done the treble. So I would say to you that the Prem and the Champions League is as equal. Yeah, it doesn't take as many games, but in terms of the difficulty level, it's the same, bro. Really is the same because we've got some dusty teams in this Prem as well. Do you get what I'm saying? But I just think, yeah. So I hear what you're saying, but don't dilute the power of the champ. You see, me, I'm good at diluting cups. I am. Because every trophy under the European League is dusty, in my opinion. But you can't say that the Champions League is not as good as the Prem. No, I think it's the same. The Prem cannot trump Champions League. You must be joking. Never. But the Champions League cannot trump the Prem either. They're equal in my eyes. Artillero is definitely drunk because he says, get your head out your ass. None of your players can chat to hours. Are you? Artillero, I realize that you're a bot. You're a robot. So I can't even respond to that comment. It's so disgraceful. Sean says, though, big up, last couple. For me, Richarlison leads the press better than Sonny. Yeah, I want Richarlison as our number 9, Sonny on the left, and then Johnson for now, Werner, Cooley, let them all battle it out for that right-hand side, in my opinion. Brennan Johnson is best right wing, and Son needs left wing. Glad Onge changed things at halftime. Yeah, he did, and it's brilliant. And I like the fact he's got the bottle to do that, because the fact that you're getting hooked off in the first half, as a player, it should make you think to yourself that, boy, I've really not stepped my game up. Here Today agrees with what Spurs should be buying in the summer. Speaking truth here, if Levy steps up and gets Neto Eze, maybe you consider your club as it. Yeah, bro, on a level, Son is 32. So we need to start bringing in a replacement for Son. Timo Werner is not that guy. Manor Solomon is not that guy. And I'm glad Perisic is gone. Let's be real. Now, for me, Neto, if fit, is one of the best right wingers in the league. He's even better than Brennan Johnson. You saw how he tore us up. He will tear man up. But equally, on the left, could you imagine Tottenham having Eze? Could you imagine Eze and Neto and Son in the middle? Or Richard, it don't matter who. Could you imagine that? Eze and your doggy on that left-hand side. You know, oh, come on. If we get them two, and also if we can get in like a Palhinha from Fulham, it's long. Because for me, Basuma right now is not playing that number 6. We need a proper 6. And the one I want is Palhinha from Fulham. Getting Palhinha, Neto, and Eze, it's long. I even think Neto can play on the left. I think Neto can do the left and then get in Rafinha. Do that, Spurs is looking saucy. And then we need cover for your doggy. And I don't mind us getting that Glenn Johnson, the West Ham player, as cover to Pedro Porro. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we need like a... Do you know what? Reguilon, we just need a half-decent left back. No one up to your doggy's level, but definitely we can't be playing what's-his-name left back. That wouldn't make any sense. So in my opinion, those are the sorts of moves that Spurs have to kind of do. December says Pep had to win it for his legacy. He had a special team with Barca. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Expect reality, there's reason. I think Solomon returns for the last 5 games. He'll be a game changer on the left. James, I hear you, but I can't shake my bum for Solomon. I'm not sure about him. I don't think he's what we need on the left-hand side. Neto said he doesn't want to come to Spurs. Well, James Maddison was trolling Spurs once upon a time, and now look at him. He can't get enough of our beloved club. Let them chat their rubbish. At the end of the day, if Tottenham get Champions League football, he's going to come. Provided we get Champions League, or does he want to stay in the Black Country? Does he want to stay in Wolverhampton? Really? Nah, he's not going to want to stay at Wolverhampton. He's going to want to come to Spurs. Deji, what say you? Not convinced Radu at left centre-back, 2 right-footed, and maybe Ben Davies steps up as... Yeah, Sean, I think so, Sean. Ragu, if you think of the Luton game, he just looks suspicious. He really did look suspicious. I don't know whether I'd want to bring in Ben Davies, because when Ben Davies comes on, and though Ben Davies done a good job, he becomes a target. He becomes a focal point for the opposition team, and you don't want to be giving teams hope. At least with Draguzin, you can tell they don't want it. That guy who thought he could square up to Draguzin knew pretty quickly today that he made a mistake. Like, I'm not squaring up, because Luton is quite a strong physical team, and even they couldn't hack it today from Draguzin. I just think Draguzin is a right centre-back. I can't wait to see him play on the right. I think that's when we're going to see the real him. In fact, I'm interested to see Draguzin and Van der Ven. That's going to be an interesting pairing. But him on the left, that ain't working. You can see it's part of the reason why we conceded that early goal. He's not comfortable. Do you know what I mean? And nor should he be, because that's not his position. He's doing a job for us. I hope Arsenal don't get Neto next season. And Arsenal, to be honest, are worse than Spurs. They're not serious. They've got opportunities to buy big game players, and they pull out. So we'll see what happens. But Draguzin's only 22, 23, first year in the league. Let's see. Yes, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. So Spurs fans, we did it. We got the 3 points. We're not shaking our bum. Let's not shake our bum. Let's keep our head down. Let's stay humble, because that's what we need to do. We got the 3 points. All we can do is get the 3 points. Let's see what Villa do now. Let's see what Manchester United do now. And let's see what Arsenal do tomorrow. If things go our way this weekend, the season's back on and it can get really interesting. But for me, let's kick on now. It's the business end of the season. I would love to see our club push on and do their thing. Last point from Sean. Solomon, you serious? Made 5 appearances for Fulham all season. Last campaign, 5 for us this season. 2 slight for me. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Sean. He is too slight. He's not what we need. He ain't football. If you're in the top 6, your left-sided players have to be quick on the ball. Bomber Clark, Aston Villa is 1-0 up apparently. Oh, crikey. But anyway, it don't matter. It's just started. Wolves, Tottenham were 1-0 up against Wolves. We ended up losing 2-1. Do not be surprised if Wolves come back. But definitely, Solomon's not that guy. We need pace. We need aggressive, pacey players, not these little lightweight players. We are done with it. But big up, everyone, please make sure you smash a like. Big up to all of you. Tottenham go marching on. We stay in the hunt. We remain currently 4th in the Prem. And let's see how the rest. Over to you, cronies. Over to you, Villa fans. Over to you, United fans. And more importantly, over to you, Arsenal fans. Don't flop the show. Do your thing. Because my club is coming for all of you. Thank you and good night.
Done, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Done, no,